on the way.
Yeah, now that
Do
is.
you think you keep that in your mind? All that
It's more
bad
likely
stuff?
something you want to try and
You
block
want
out.
to get rid of it,
Yeah, that's what I always tell Tom.
not to remember it.
I don't. I mean, I remember. I want to remember. I want to
not me.
remember.
You was only 6 years old when we left.
I
I know.
remember. And I've always wanted to remember, and I wanted to keep it in my mind what we went through because it wasn't easy. And it's something that you've got
But
to
we had a
remember.
hard life, Olga.
Well, we did, and also you wanted for your children to know, hey, we didn't have it easy. We were the genuine refugees.
Well, Dorothy was the smallest to leave.
You
She was
remember
2
that,
months old.
That little township where we've been in there, where the people had to walk through, and on the way they killed themselves because of.
Yeah, but
I
that's
was not
right.
with you.
Yeah,
I was.
You were not with
No,
us.
she wasn't with us.
No, you went
But
to
all
Germany.
of
We were on the road. We were the under the soldiers,
Yeah.
and they were driving us. I can't remember where they were
It
going.
was a little township.
Cheap. Anyway, people. There was
Old people mostly that killed
Most people.
themselves.
Oh, that
There was-
means when we left Austria to Yugoslavia, and from Yugoslavia to Hungary.
you jumped a lot.
That's right. Yeah, that's
Just
different.
slow down.
But were you
Because he's
staying
got to
there
try and
too?
get this down.
Of course I was there.
Yeah, well, I don't know, so, you know.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we had a hard life.
Yeah, that when we, that.
And I
some
still
killed
can see that
themselves,
people,
yeah.
they went in the bushes and
Yeah,
they
they went
killed
into the
themselves.
fields, didn't
into
they?
the fields.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
Corn.
cornfields and they were slitting
They
their
cut
throats
his
or
throat.
something.
Cut their throat or
Yeah,
wrist.
the wrists. It was more the older people though, wasn't it? Because they
Mostly
couldn't,
older.
because they
Mostly
couldn't
the
cope.
ones from Sarvas.
Yeah,
Sarvas.
because they couldn't walk anymore because they chased us.
Yeah.
We never had any arrest, but you know, well, you don't.
No, I don't.
You were a baby.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had it hard.
I think that section, I think we should start in Austria. When it come to go home, and your father, he wanted his pension,
only
railway
father,
pension.
Yeah, that.
And that was the main reason why we went.
left.
13 of us, the family, we left Kirchdorf and the Krems,
Yeah.
right? We went by train, got to Ljubljana. In Ljubljana we got fed, and that's the first time we found out from one of our friends, Zvonkos and mine, Sheket Steffi, that what is going on. He was a prisoner by the Partisans. He was in the German army, and he told us, if you can, get out.
Don't go.
But we didn't know. Oh, come on, they said, it's all right. Tito spoke on the radio that we can come home. If you didn't do anything to us, you can come home, you can get everything back. So sure enough, that's how your dad persuaded us to win.
Yeah.
Because he wants his pension.
Yeah, well,
So,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
he
And
been putting that in all his life while he was working.
Yeah, well, the best part of it was, on the end of the war, I was in Slovenia.
You.
There was like a workshop which I was using when I needed something. And the people said, stay here as long as you don't go home.
Then you.
And,
Then you what's waiting for
yeah.
you.
And I stupid wrote a letter home to Rosie that I don't know what I put in. And there was a big hello. When I came home, what did the old fella say? Are you stupid? You wanted to go home. A few days after, he packed us up to go home. And I was a bad
The
one.
bad one.
Yeah.
Wasn't his idea, Uncle, that's why.
yeah, but you come back before me. I was the last one to come trotting in from Tirol, where I was in the Österreichische Widerstandsbewegung, whatever that is. And I come home, and it was a few days later,
Yeah,
and
Dad
we
wants to go
packed
home.
up, and we went back. We come to Ljubljana, we got fed there, and carried on to Zagreb, And from there we went in the, what they call,
Slowly, Carl.
There was a great big hall.
Zagrebački zbor. They call it.
That was in Zagreb.
Zagreb.
In Zagreb.
And that's where they
They
took
took
everything
everything
off
away
us.
from us.
Yeah,
And
they-
We got a lead from everything.
if I stayed there, nobody would have touched me. Because my brother was in Osijek in the army too. So when that came, he went to Zagreb,
Nothing happened to him.
nothing happened. I wasn't in the army and that's it. And he died there.
Anyhow, to carry on from Zagreb now, we said, all right, from the train, carry everything in there, in that, what do they call it?
It was a great big hall.
Yeah,
Izložba.
English.
like,
And it's a hole,
like,
hole.
like Easter show here in Australia, they got the spring, summer, winter, autumn shows.
Probably like an exhibition hall or
Exhibition
something.
hall, that's what it is. Anyhow, we got everything in there and waiting there something to happen. Next thing, a bloody Jew come up, he saw my squeeze box over there. And piano accordion, he was playing Tito songs there for us.
You must tell the
And just-
story, Carl.
And-
You must
and-
tell Peter,
And the,
John the story now. When we went over there, we had to put all our luggage.
I
Well,
already
that's-
we're not going yet. We're
And
not
then-
going, we're
just
still
a minute.
inside.
We're
they're
still there.
still there, sitting there and waiting. That bloke come, took the squeeze box, start flying, and then the order come, we have to register, so that they know where we are going. And then everybody out, women on one side, men on another side.
That's
That's
right.
we got separated.
That's right, separated
And
us.
yeah, if you let me finish, I'll carry on.
Now, come on, carry on.
So they started taking names down. I never forget the bastard who was taking notes there, and suddenly he looked up. He said, "Pichka i matra, they're all Schwabi." You can translate.
You wouldn't know
No,
what
don't worry
that
about it. Don't worry about it.
They're all Schwabs, and they stopped taking notes. And then suddenly, everybody back in, take what you can, but not what they want you to take, and out again, and that's how we got
on the train.
on the train from Zagreb. We went to
They told us to send us home to Osijek in the
Yeah,
train.
but the train
That
went through Hungary, and in
the
Hungary,
train went to Čakovac.
That's it.
That is between Hungary and Zagreb, in Međimurje, they call that area. And we stayed overnight there in Čakovac. They gave us some feed.
Yeah, the soup.
And from then on, next morning, they went across Drava, Mura River.
But did you
It
stay
was
on
only
the train?
But
Were you on the train
no,
the
no,
whole
walk,
time?
oh no, walking.
No,
walking.
Walking.
Oh,
We crossed across the river, the Mura River, and there was only pontoon, the army sort of with boats. You know. And we started marching, and a hell of a thunderstorm come up. It was soaking wet.
Yeah, we really lost
And from there,
down.
we got to the town was called Nagy Kanizsa. Big, whatever it is. That was in Hungary along the river.
What was
And-
it called again?
Nagy Kanizsa.
Not Canisia.
And from there, we take loads on the train, but there was only sort of carriages open, top, and just the sides. And that's how we went. And I could not figure out how far we went, but we traveled a day and a night.
Those sort of carriages, they're cattle.
Yeah, that's what
No, cattle
Cattle
carriages.
wagons.
Cattle,
It was open wagon, coal wagon.
yeah, something about shoulder.
So they had no roof. They had no roof.
No roof, no. It was only about 1 meter size. And then, or about 50 or whatever in each carriage there. There was 1,500 people in the transport. And from that 1,500, we never heard of anyone. And half of them were from Osijek.
yeah, but didn't grandfather said that the train's supposed to go to
Yeah, just a minute, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
I'm waiting.
We are traveling
I'm
one day, one night,
Sorry.
and the train stopped in a station, And your father,
Yeah.
with the bloke from the railway, a Hungarian, yeah?
Because
Yak.
he could talk.
And they find out where the hell the train is going. And that bloke told him he's going to Russia, Siberia.
Yeah, Siberia.
And yeah, when he told us, I said rather die here than die in the ice. So when we had a chance, the train stopped in the next, I don't know, some kind of a state. I don't know where it is. It's in Hungary.
That man helped us.
Right.
Yes.
Yes,
I know that. He opened up, he let us out.
Yeah.
He opened up the door. Oh, that was only sort of a little thing there.
Who let us out?
The block of the railway, you unlocked the, and we jumped.
Ah, the fella from the railway.
Yeah, all us.
Said-
That's friend or whatever he
Yeah.
was. He let us
And he
off.
said, take your shoes off. I want your shoes. And then he came in the wagon in and says, Kinder kommt mir hau noch. That's what they said. That's as much as I remember.
Yeah. I can't remember that about the shoes.
Yeah,
But that was-
yeah,
that
he
was he
had
told-
good
told the-
boots on.
The father,
Whose
yeah.
shoes?
Huh?
Whose
Who had the
shoes?
shoes?
He wants our shoes.
He took us off there then, and we went
In Kukuruksville.
7 or 8 kilometers to a farm.
Yeah,
and
in
we stayed
Kukuruksville.
over there. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
a
3-4
cornfield,
days.
yeah.
Corn.
Cornfield.
That lady
Yeah.
was on her own, and she said her husband was taken away from the Russians. And she said, you can stay here
In the stable.
stables,
That's where we
Up on
slept.
the loft.
loft,
loft,
yeah,
yeah, high.
and she fed us with some
Kartoffelpaprika's.
kartoffelpaprika's.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
He fed
beautiful?
us, and she said then, I will tell you when you can leave. Don't go now, because they can look for you. For 3-4 days, stay where
we
we
will hide.
are,
Yeah.
and that where we hide. And then Ota said, now it's time we have to leave. Because Ota and Oma can speak the Hungarian, and we couldn't, only Croatian. And in Hungary, when we come to Hungary, then they come and start to talk to Ota could answer, Oma could answer. They ask him and him. They can't answer the Hungarian language. And the police came and took us and put us
In a jail.
in jail. We've been in a jail for 3 days. Dorothy nearly died. They allowed me to take her in a hospital in Fimpkirchen, in Beursch.
You're too far ahead.
Yeah.
You're too far
Yeah,
ahead.
you jumped a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, you jumped a lot.
Yeah,
Just
but
a question,
too
just
far.
one question. What was the time of the year? What month was
In
this?
45.
In
Yeah.
45.
In July.
In
The
July.
5th of August we come to Hungary, to Juribaci. She had her
Yeah.
first
So it's the
birthday.
summer.
First
So it's
of
warm.
August, there was no knee-high snow.
Snow?
When we left
Ah,
Kashat,
when
it
we
was
left
snow.
for here,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we left, that is
But
when
you
we
jumped there.
come, then you jumped.
when we
When
left
we left
Kashat.
for
We left Kashat, but we didn't go to Kashat yet.
I haven't been
We are
there.
not there yet.
That's going,
We-
I
we-
know.
That's right. Your father he organized, we got on the train and we went to Peć. We still want to go to Yugoslavia, but go home, right? But in Peć, on the station, the police come and Igor Zolvani,
Now, yeah.
in IDs, which we didn't have.
IDs.
So they put us in the police station at that time, but didn't arrest us, he just sort of, and yeah, we stayed in there
3 days.
3 days. And it was you, me, Georgie, and father. We went to get food for the prisoners. And we had to go with the policemen, you know, we walking on the street. And yeah, we started to smoke. And that was funny, you know. We're walking, I said, all right, one goes on one side, one goes on that side, and two in the road here on the side. And any bumper you find on the road, you know, we pick it up. And we had a joke about that. If one finds, I found a chick, you know, a bumper. Another one walked, I found one, you know.
And leave
The,
that
the
now.
police was
It's
that
much more-
embarrassed,
That's-
they stayed completely away from us, it don't belong to us. Anyhow, that was just part of the,
There, in that 3 days,
and then
Yeah.
from Peć, they transferred us to Vilan.
Bilan, that's
That
right.
was a partisan
Partisan,
camp.
Yeah,
Was a Kapitan Savic,
Savic.
he was running that camp and he was feeding everybody. There was quite a few people in there. And from there, your father went to Kashat
Yeah.
He remembered he got cousins there.
Cousins.
So
The
he
night
went-
he took off, and the next day he comes with Juribachi.
Uh-huh.
Juribachi took us out. He said he
For
wants
working.
those family to work for me because otherwise he wouldn't get it.
Who's that? So who is this?
Juribachi was a cousin
A
of
cousin.
a cousin
Ota.
from Kashan.
Yeah,
okay.
The
Kasha.
grandfather.
Yeah. So he picked us up. He had to give some
And the sheep,
a
here on
sheep
the
and some
cart and some-
potatoes and things like that.
Payment.
Yeah. So when that took us then to Kasha. That when we left Zvonko, when we left, that was so in January the 6th we left.
Then we went from there to
Knee
Austria.
Yeah.
high snow when we left Kashat.
Yeah. When we
And
left.
we made everything secret,
Mhm.
and when we left, the whole village knew
Knew
we
we
were
left.
going.
Doesn't stay secret long.
You know, like we had no luggage or anything, so we had just bags with a couple of ropes on it, you know, with my rucksacks,
Yeah.
and each carried a rucksack, but we have to carry Dot. So we said, all right, had a blanket, you know, tied up the ends, and on the front,
Like
and
a
lie
swing.
in there, and you know what she was carrying?
Dorothy's
My
big
pot.
house.
Potty.
Dorothy's
The-
potty.
the
They were
potty.
training me,
Ah,
trying to
That
train
was
me.
tied up in the
Yeah, okay, you did a good job. You did a good job with that.
That was my baggage.
So we become, and I went on in
That
when
was
we
in
decided,
46.
46.
It's the 6th of
When we
January
decided to
we
leave,
left
we got this-
Davent.
No, I was already a big
And that-
baby then.
Yeah.
We got as much money as we possibly
You
can,
cried and we said, Dorothy,
And we
don't
got to
cry.
Page,
You can- you
and,
can't-
somebody here.
There's somebody on the door.
Yeah,
Stop a minute.
I go.
hang on. No, it's all right.
This is so thin, passier, right?
I can't remember that.
Ah, yes.
Ah, come on.
I remember start thinking.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why you're
Bits and
jumping
pieces.
from one to the other. You're not actually keeping it
It's too much.
chronological order, you know, because you remember something else and
You cannot.
Who is it?
Somebody trying to sell some Telstra stuff.
Oh, come on.
That's what we need.
Now,
where were we?
now.
Would have thought they'd be on holidays.
Where did we stop? Where did we stop?
You're crossing the border into
Border to
Austria.
Austria.
What I just want to know is how long after the war officially was this?
46.
In 46.
Yeah. So, but
That when we left
is
already,
6 months after the war now?
Hungary in 45. In 45 in July, we left
So it's a
Austria.
year. It's about a year.
Austria, yeah.
Okay.
That was July.
So-
in August, we was already coming to Hungary to the uncle.
Still in 45.
Yeah, that was on the 5th of August.
All right. Let me go back to Paces.
Yeah.
Where were you on the day the war ended?
In Austria.
What were you doing? What do you
Nothing.
remember? What do you mean?
in a camp.
Waiting for Amin to come home from the war.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't home. He was the latest. He come.
Yeah, but that wasn't in Austria.
Of course it was in Austria.
What, in Varna?
In Leipzig.
Kirchdorf. Kirchdorf.
That's where the family got completely together, and we left from Kirchdorf to go back to US.
Clara, didn't you look for us? Because Mike and myself and my Auntie Maria and
Oh,
Rosie,
yeah.
we went to Bayern.
Yeah,
From
you
Bayern, then we came to you.
Because
to
I-
Kirchdorf.
Ota found me and
Oh.
Yoshi uncle found me where I was in Austria.
I
Because
thought
that
it was
in
the
Austria.
opposite way around,
Yeah,
that you found
then,
them.
then Dad got the job on the railway, and then he found out that the lady where I was first, Marianne, she worked for the Red Cross, and
Yeah,
she found out where you are all, because
Yeah,
Dad
because
was
we
with
were
me.
in Bayern.
He was already with me, Dad,
Yeah,
and Yoshi too.
yeah, I
And
know.
then the Dad came and picked you all up.
I know. I
Christmas
still
Eve.
can see him coming.
Christmas Eve you come back, then he come, he just missed you, and when you saw the bower where they've been in Bayern, he said, "Tummen zinnen, die zijn nog aan Bahnhof de
They're still on the
Kunst, die
station.
adres."
They're still on the station.
Hurry up.
They're still on the
Station.
train, fighting. Go, you can, because he didn't know, the man
That
didn't know
was
the
still
others.
in the wartime.
Yeah, that was wartime.
That was wartime because I got holiday.
Yeah, the war was not over then,
No,
that time
but-
did you come?
Yeah.
No,
You
no.
remember the
Because myself and the mechanic in the garage, we made up a scooter for Captain's son.
Yeah, you had to go back and
And the
you
captain
gave me
said,
the
you
address
got
when
a
you was
fortnight
out.
holiday,
Mm.
but you got to go to Wien,
Mhm.
to Berlin first,
Mhm.
give the present to the wife, then you can go back on your
It was still,
holiday.
the war was on.
Mm.
Then in 45,
Maar let's want to
in
finish.
July, no, in July,
Stop batting in.
you come all home. Ota came home, you and Zvonko and Joži, and then
Yeah,
you,
the war was finished already.
and Dad said, and we want to go home. The Tito said, come home, nothing happens to you. You can get everything back, your pension and all that. And that was in July. In August,
July
we already
40.
And you've already got
in
that history because they were
Yeah.
all, they
Yeah.
jumped ahead with the train.
jumped.
Dad, what's the official date of the end of the war? It's in May 45, isn't it?
Yeah.
When the Americans, the Russians, and the
Yeah.
English got
Isn't that-
together.
Isn't that the May Day?
No,
No,
nothing to do
no.
with May. It's late in May. I forget the date. From memory, it's 20th something, 22nd.
Now wait a minute. In Germany, the war finished in May, but they still carried on
Carried
with
on,
Japan.
yeah.
They still
Yeah,
carried
yeah,
on
no,
till
but-
July.
The Allies, America and so on,
Yeah.
they,
They ended
I
in
mean, the
May.
Japanese were fighting out, you know,
Mm.
the Germans were finished, the Japanese kept fighting, forget
Yeah,
that.
with Americans, yeah.
Yeah, but within Europe, officially, the war finished
In
in
May.
May 45.
Zvonko
Yeah,
was not the
And
best
late,
because
late in May, because there was a meeting. There was a meeting when Churchill and Roosevelt and
MacArthur, is it?
Stalin.
Oh,
Stalin.
Stalin.
Yeah,
Stalin.
yeah, right, yeah.
They sat down somewhere in a railway carriage and decided this is it, and they decided how they're going to carve it up. But yeah.
I don't know the
Zvonko,
date.
you come then the first home. First Ota, because I want to read the full story.
Volksturm.
He was the
Yeah, a Volksturm.
Yeah,
a
reserves or
Volksturm
something,
first,
was it?
and then Joži came,
Reserves.
and Zvonko came, and he was the last. When he come home in July, we packed up and go. And the Americans told us, warned us, don't leave here. Don't go back to Yugoslavia. You will be sorry. Leave your luggage. Remember, Zvonko, leave everything here. Go alone, but you won't be welcome over there. And that's what happened to us. I knew
They
that.
didn't want us anyway, otherwise they put their flowers out.
Yeah, but the American
look.
knew
Because we were
what was
German.
fighting for us. You know, they knew, they warned us, and we didn't listen.
They had a plan. All the ones that come back, the
Oh,
ones
yeah.
they didn't like, they were going to kill and send to Russia. Whatever.
Yeah. Because the ones which stayed at home, they finish off in the camp.
But
And
nobody knows anyway from the train, when they went to
No.
Siberia,
No.
whatever happened to
No.
those
That's
people.
why I said before,
Yeah.
like we never heard of anyone
Of
because
those
we had
people,
a
never.
lot of from Osijek and people we knew, and I never heard of anyone in Austria or anywhere else.
Probably they've been killed.
Yeah, but
They were killed.
well,
Hang on, I did hear they went to Schönbrunn in Vienna. There was a camp there.
Tiergarten.
Oh, well.
yeah, but the thing is, because everybody would have been displaced already, they wouldn't know where or how to contact you. So
Yeah.
you've gone there, they've gone there, and they might.
We was all lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what John meant, if they went to Siberia,
Yeah.
well, how could they tell us
That's
where,
right.
where we
Well,
are?
if they got out and they went to
Yeah.
America or
Yeah.
Canada
Everyone
or
was displaced.
And
That's
another
Yeah.
thing is, you say, we don't know if that railway bloke told the truth.
Truth or not.
He might
Yeah,
be
well,
just
that's right.
bullshitting,
Yeah,
we
you
try
don't
to
know
be
that.
important.
but
But
which way was it heading?
I-
Which way was it heading?
I don't know. That's one thing I don't know
Yeah.
where we got off the train.
But you don't remember if it was sort of north or
That
south
way
or whatever?
you have got-
From,
In that general
because
direction?
He got in a train in
Yeah.
North Canada when we got across the river,
Mm.
and from then on, like, we left, but I don't know what direction. I never took any notice, so another worries.
Yeah, but Dad,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
general,
sure.
You were going west. You were going
I'm
west.
going
That's
west
Russia.
for sure.
That's Russia.
No, sorry, east.
Yeah,
East,
east, yeah.
East. And
East, not east.
That's Russia.
Yeah. Or Poland, or...
If it's not a straight
But
line.
must be got
yeah.
through there
No,
anyhow.
they wouldn't have had us in Poland or Czechoslovakia. They're their own problems.
Yeah, that went through bad things more than me.
Anyhow, let's go back to Kasha, don't we?
Yeah. Then
Sorry,
how we get to
from-
Kasha.
to page where Jury Budget come with to pick us up, and he spread us out in the village there, anywhere, anybody who wants to take somebody on, and we start working
But-
there, and that.
We all been in different places. All
And
those
I remember
cousins.
the first job we had over there, Rodmonko, you remember? The first job we had in Kasha? Just test his memory there.
I don't know.
Remember the bloke standing there on his one
Oh
leg?
yeah,
And the-
on one leg like a stool.
like a store. And the four of us, there was a family in the village there, and so right, we got a job for us cutting hay.
Because the women
oats
are
or whatever it
home,
was,
but the
anyhow.
men been all in.
And they asked us, can you use a site, for cutting? We said, I can, Zwonko, I know Zwonko can. The father, I don't know, Josie, I'm sure he didn't know. But we each got the bloody site, and they took us out.
Bring
There
some more
there
wine.
was about, I don't know, more than 1 acre, So we got stuck into it. And there was one from the village there, he was maybe 100 meters away. And he was like a stork standing on 1 foot. I don't know what he had in the hand, leaning on and watching us. And we got stuck into it, and it didn't take long. Before lunch we were finished.
I'll leave that, go further now, but John wants to know.
What?
In that time,
Ready?
we stayed in
Come
Kasha.
off.
In Kasha, we stayed from
I know.
August to January, from August in 45 to
We're not there yet.
6th of July,
We're
January.
jumping again.
No, but you stayed in
That
in
was the
Kasha.
first job in Kasha we are
Yeah, but he
talking
doesn't
about.
want to know that.
I'm
He
just,
wants to just do
it's something interesting.
He
What
may
happened
use
to
it or he
us?
may not use it. It just depends.
Why, for Christ's sake. And yeah, for the next 6 months or whatever it was, we've been working through different farmers and anybody who had a job, and just for no money, only just to
That's
live.
why you've got to put the dates down and Johnny will sort it out himself.
And then in January, in 46, we decided we got enough, because every night the police would come, knock, and wake us up in IDs, Igorsolwine, what they call. And we didn't have any. So after got sick of it, and eventually we decided we go. So I was, first I said to Auntie, we got to go. And the sister Rosie, she got the
I'm ready.
message, and Zwonko got the message, and they start organizing the four of us with the two kids.
You want some ice in it? Or
And
it's cold
in
enough?
January 46. But to travel, we need IDs. So, some permit to travel permit. So we took off from Kashat, actually from Berement. Berement is a station. We got to Page, and then what now? Get the ID or any papers to travel.
We went to
want
that
go.
ID, what comes from
Yes.
spring.
Yeah, now we'll start overnight. We want to go to Shoprite.
He helped us.
No, sorry, St. Gotthard. St. Gotthard. Sorry. And that is on the border, Austria and Hungary. So I want a permit to travel to that place. And then we try to get across the border. And eventually I went to the police station, and you wouldn't believe it, when I walked in there,
Ready?
I found a bloke come up, he said, Mr. Pomoza, what are you doing here? I nearly died
That's the one
at the police station in Hungary.
Yeah.
He was the director of the agricultural station in Osijek.
Thank you.
the director.
No, I'm fine.
And he's
What
used to
about
come
Dorothy?
always to us on the
I
telephone,
give her to
so
her.
we
She's
knew each
too
other.
Who is driving?
I said, what are you
She's too
doing
much
here?
trouble.
Okay,
Sorry, don't worry about
Can we
it.
get rid of
so
that?
I
That's
said,
an ambition
we
anyway.
want to get back to Austria. He said, we need papers.
I'll take
He
it
said,
out.
come with me. And yeah, he must have been some big shot there. He was a
He
Hungarian.
was a but he was a
And
communist.
Dorothy.
And
No.
we went into another room
Give
there,
something to-
and he asked him for some papers, you know, a form, and he asked name, was born, everything, for us three, Zvonko, Rosie, and Olga. I got the pay, you got any money to pay for it?
No, no, I'm
I
fine.
don't know how much it was. They said, yes, I got the money, I paid for the stamp duty, you know. I got that, and got back, I said, we can travel there.
Yeah, we saw that
You
in
didn't-
Hungary, you know.
I mean,
Yeah.
the guts, you know,
Hand it over
go
to
in the
the-
bloody hornet's nest in the police station. They've been bugging us all the time, when you walk in
There
there.
is some
like
cashes
it's-
in the back there.
That's
Bring
amazing.
it on the table. There.
It's a lot of things sort of happen, you know, it's,
There's plenty there.
might be unimportant, but anyhow, then we start traveling from Beach to St. Gotthard, and that was a travel and a half. It was in January, about 25 degrees minus.
Yeah, 6th of January.
And the railway carriages had no doors, no windows, no seats. It was only the frame of the seat. So we put a rucksack and we put it there, sat on that. She sat there and put Dorothy in front of her, and I was in front of them, covering it up with a coat. And Zvonko the same with Rosie and Olga. So I spoke enough Hungarian to understand that some women telling us the Russians, they got some hot carriages up the front. I told myself, bugger it, I told myself, Yugoslav, you know. Let's go there and find out. And I tried and stopped there in the station, and I walked up and I was one smoking outside there. And I said, comrade, Captain, I got the family here, can we come up in the warm carriages because it's very cold down the back. Because I spoke Yugoslav, you know, oh, здравствуй, братчко, прими сюда. And I went back, I said, Zvonko, come on, let's go. It was 6 of us. And they also opened up my 2 benches, vacant for us. And it was nice and warm in there. And we went again to that bloody Notch carriage, and we got back to there. We got to get out, we got another drive from there to St. Gotthard. And should I tell, but I fell in love? How?
Yeah, you have to tell the truth.
And when we got out of the Russian carriage, we had to walk, I would say about a kilometer or so, along the railway lines, you know, to get to the station. And I was carrying my rucksack and Zvonko's rucksack on top of it.
Because
he was carrying
they had
Olga.
to change
Oh,
Dorothy.
no, sorry,
When
he was
Zvonko
carrying Dorothy.
had Dorothy, then he had the rucksack. When he had Dorothy, he had the rucksack.
And it was snow white in the night. And we're walking along, you know, in between the railway lines. And next thing, I was gone.
We lost him.
You know, in the railway stations, in the old time, they got where they cleaned the railway locomotives,
Oh,
the
yeah,
ashes,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
There's a hole there,
A peep.
about 1 meter deep, you know. And in I went, you know, his rucksack and mine over the head, you know, and I was pinned down there. And I was shit scared of what happened there. Did I break something? I start moving slowly, and they start calling, where's Carl? You know? I vanished.
Oh boy.
And next thing I poked my head up, and I was all right.
Yeah, but then the worst was when we come to the over the border to Austria. They let you and me go and everybody, but they didn't want to let him go because he didn't have any paper.
Because I still had
Yeah, he had some stuff.
American paper from
But the
the
camp, what you got to,
prisoner camp,
Came, yeah.
saying that shout who I am.
Came, yeah.
They recognize that.
That's what a German, Austrian is more or less, so they let us in.
So here-
Okay.
here-
it's an ID, you need an ID.
ID and he
And I didn't have it.
And what about the time when we walked from Kaschat across the border into Austria, past the German,
that is
the
coming.
Russian?
That's kind
That
of,
Oh,
is
that's still
coming.
coming.
Coming, yeah.
Oh, okay, fine.
anyhow, wait a minute, I'm the only one to talk here.
Well, you just keep on going. So.
I should have shut up, somebody else gets
Just
on.
tell us how you got over the fact that you had no idea.
All right. Anyhow, we got in the station there, and we didn't want to say who we
Cow,
are.
Clara? Is it
So
cow?
we said we are. I got the auntie in there in St. Gotthard. So I can go and look in the night, mind you, and you start walking there.
Do you want
Where
to
should
try
we
my
ask? I
Christmas
didn't
cake?
have anybody.
I'm going to try.
So after a while, you know, we were freezing cold, you know. We got back to the station because it was a waiting room was warm. So we're sitting in there next to the policeman from the border, you know, he can come in, he said, he tried Hungarian. Nobody spoke Hungarian. I understood it very well, by the way. And we said, that's the Yugoslavia. And suddenly he switched to German, you know. I don't know who spilled it. And he was summing up in his big mouth. He fluent German. We answered him. I said, tell me where you want to go. I said, back to Austria. Why didn't you say so? Stay overnight in the morning, I'll take you to the border. Sure enough.
Had to pay some money.
Oh yeah, well, do for nothing.
That's right.
Now, wait a minute. That was later
I've
on. We
heard
had
that
to buy
story
that
already.
Austrian bloke to take us across the
Yeah.
Russian.
I've heard
So-
that story already. Yeah.
Anyhow, we said all right in the morning, so off we went, and I was scared the bars are going to shoot us, you know, because everybody was talking on the border, the Russians will shoot you. If they catch you close to the border, you're gone. So we come to the first post on the Austrian side, and it's all papers, you know, and everybody give you papers, oh, you can go. I didn't have any. And suddenly it dawned on me, wait a minute, because after the end of the war, I come from Italy, I come across the Fitzjoch, the mountain, that's a pass, into Austria, and I volunteered as a resistance unit there over there. And what we had to do is anybody coming with arms from Italy, just disarm them and let them go. And 30 kilometers further, the Schwarzach, there was an American concentration camp, or the army camp, whatever. So I stayed there, and when I finished over there, I was there only about 3 weeks. I got papers that I was a member of the Austrian resistance force. So I showed them, oh, you're right, you know. And off we went. And we got to across the border now, we were in the Russian zone in Austria. We had to cross from the Russian zone, but we were already informed that there's somebody there who is going to take us across. But we have
But
to.
there was nobody.
Oh, who did we pay anyhow? Somebody did.
Zvonko gave his ring, I remember.
Come again?
Dat was toen net niet goed.
Nou, wie
It
met
was
zijn
another
van,
time.
van,
Dus van meer.
No, we had Hungarian money,
Yeah.
and the Hungarian money was no use to us. So whatever money we
Yeah,
had, we
we
gave
gave
it to
to
that
the-
farmer
yeah,
to
yeah,
take us
yeah.
over.
yeah, but somebody took us over the border.
Not
No,
you.
you weren't.
You
were
was with us.
there.
There was only one us six.
You wasn't
No,
with
you
us,
weren't with us.
Helen.
That was maybe at a later time.
You stayed in Kashad. You, Mum, Dad, Yoshi, you stayed in Hungary. Only us six left.
Yeah, but we went through the night.
You came later on, but
That is
without
your,
us.
that's your story.
Yeah, that's your story. And you was not with us. We was the first one.
And lucky it was
So
still,
they left you behind.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I didn't want to go.
it was still early in the morning, about 5 o'clock, and the Russians was in the hut there warming up. And we quiet went
that's
through,
right.
and that was it.
Because I know grandfather and ourselves with Olga, we went through.
No, not
with
Olga,
Olga.
but not with here. Sorry, not
Olga was
that
with us.
place.
No, it wasn't.
Going from Hungary to Austria back.
Only the
Because I
six
went
of
to
us.
Wagner.
Your father,
That is after, yeah.
your mother, you, Marie, you came alone. Und ihr seid auf Straßburg seid ihr gekommen.
Yeah.
Ihr seid gar nicht auf Straßburg gekommen.
Straß.
Straßburg.
Straß.
Straße, no,
Not
Straßburg.
But the way you're all explaining all this didn't sound like it was really like it just seemed like routine. You were going from one place to another. You
Yeah,
showed your
that's
paper.
all.
Like,
That's
I
how
mean,
it
it
was.
didn't seem like it was any
There
great.
was tension and there
Oh, yeah,
was
there
would
there
be.
was fear.
God, we were shit scared.
Everything, Dad.
We were shit scared about
You
it.
can't,
had to wait.
you
You
can't
watch all
put
the
that in
time.
words.
No,
You know?
Yeah, that's-
I'll tell you something. When we went from in the Russian zone to go in the English zone, right?
Yeah.
We were taken by a farmer up to maybe 100 meters from the border,
Yeah.
and there was a little creek there, and a little bridge there. And we said, when you cross that bridge, you are in the English zone.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So
Yeah.
off we went. It was dark night,
Yeah, about
cold,
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
and we got across that. On another side of that little bridge there is, was one of that, what do you call it? Heilige.
Highly
Big,
statue,
yeah.
like one of those
Statue.
grottos, one of
Yeah.
those grottos.
Well, Anyhow, we got there and we kneeled there and we kissed the earth
Yeah, and said,
and
thank
start
God,
praying.
I'm across.
Because we are across, we are free.
And Dad always want to cry, and we had to stop her from crying so that I don't hear her.
And she wanted to walk.
Yeah, even.
That was my excuse.
100 times you had to go for a piddle.
Just so that I could walk.
Carry the little pot.
Yeah, she was cramped up in
Yeah.
that blanket.
But on the border there, she was dead quiet. Because one boo out of her, we'd be wretched.
Yeah.
What did you give her? Some sleeping pill?
We had nothing to
I
give
thought
her.
I thought you told me I was gagged or something.
No.
No.
Well, that's what I heard.
No, we
That I
never.
was gagged.
No, call und beruhigt.
So we
John, there is
finish
so
off.
much, you know, you can't even.
That's why when you're talking,
You know what
if you
I
can
mean?
try and give a date, because
Yeah.
he'll just put it in
Yeah.
chronological order
Yeah.
as he finds it. You know, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter when you say
you
it.
would know the date.
No, but like
No, but roughly.
even,
That
even
time,
year or
We
something.
did
You
Well,
know.
it was in
last
January
month,
46.
we did now.
Okay, well that's all you need. You know,
Yeah,
and then you'll
but-
sort it out as he
We've
goes.
been lucky in Kashat, we knew on the 6th of January, Yoji and Beji went with us to Bermen.
Experiment.
And from Bermen, we took the train to Peuch.
That's what I
And
said.
the Peuch, that lady from that teacher,
Florschids.
Floschitz from Osijek, her daughter, she gave us over, can stay overnight in her place. We
And gave
slept
us
there.
information and everything.
And the
what to do.
next morning, Carl went over there and tried to get a
Papers.
permit. And he found somebody who knew him there. Because he was a communist, we didn't know he was a communist at home.
I knew him for years back
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
As I said, he was
See,
the
there's so much.
manager of the Agricultural Research Station. For the
Yeah.
period.
We left you. Ota wants to
Yeah.
stay in Hungary. We left, we 6 left, and Ota wants to stay in Hungary because his brother, Tony, owned
Usually,
Hungary.
yeah.
But
His
then,
brother.
one day in Wagnerlager, we heard somebody said through Familie Binder, Heinrich Binder, Clara Binder, Maria und Helene sind da und da. Ja, können Sie sich erinnern? We didn't know. We didn't even know that.
English, please.
That's right.
He
No.
understands that.
No, speak it in German.
Well, just make it as easy as you
Yeah,
can
I
for
know.
him. That's all.
Yeah, there's a...
John, that was
Let's
a
have
very...
a break. My arm's killing
Me
me.
too. Time for coffee, I think.
Yeah.
Stop. Just remember where you were.
No, you have to remember where you were. But who were we talking about?
Not yet.
He's going to film it and sell it.
All the bloody chicken
Yeah.
one.
Worth a bit of money.
He was the one that talked all that rubbish. And he did cause trouble between yours, your uncle, and us. He did.
He lied.
He lied. What did he expect? I still to this
I
day
took him alive
don't
and
know
I
what
never-
that boy wanted.
He's ashamed of the family. I said, shit. When the letter I got wrote back to him, and if he,
It was in my letter too.
I told
He
him
was embarrassed
what the,
about
Ja, das heißt, ich schon von,
Yeah.
ja, von uns.
I know.
I mean, what's on that tangled knot? I don't know.
Listen, you lived too far out of Sydney, that's what you did.
Dorothy and I ran around like idiots trying to find bloody accommodation because they didn't want to pay.
Yeah.
What
Not
he-
good enough for them.
if he expected me to put him up in my place,
12 months.
fine,
Yep.
I would have, no problem. But I was not prepared to run
run
backwards and
backwards and
forwards.
forwards.
I was
Taxi
going to
service.
work with
Be the
what-
taxi service.
looking what you call it after the grandkids and that, and be on standby. Come on, because I slept there for a couple of days.
But what's the nicest thing? He come and he said he needs things. We gave
We
him
gave him
all
a
kinds of
television, we
things.
gave him
Took
everything.
all this furniture
I want to
over for him and
Dishes
And
and-
Fred
You
went
must
to
have
keep
flogged
up-
it off, you know.
And
and
what
Fred
did he
went-
done really with it?
Oh,
who knows?
He flogged it, made a bit of money.
He probably sold that
Moved
and
on.
left.
we
you
gave
know.
him fry pan, we gave him television,
Took a whole heap.
we gave him,
Me too.
oh, I don't know what we
Everyone.
gave him anymore.
Halbe
The
Kilo
cutlery,
Kaffee,
coffee,
so
and
Dosen, so
sugar and all
Dosen
that.
gekauft, was?
Yeah,
50 Gramm,
yeah.
500 halbe Kilo, no? I gave him that too and I said, look, you don't have to buy it, you just...
You didn't
You
tell
did the
them
next
anything, they didn't
We,
speak to you.
look,
No,
we've
next
actually
year.
furnished the house for him
Yeah.
between us.
Yeah, we did.
His little flat.
And we went in to see him.
It was a nice unit that
Yeah, that was very nice.
where he went into.
The other one was a bit small. But listen, if you're here for one purpose, to study,
I thought it was a
you
study.
don't worry
That
what
was
you're...
right.
But you very,
You
very
know what,
well.
it was like a hostel. Like they didn't want to pay a lot of money for rent. I mean, he got his meals, he got everything. There was how many, 150 students there? Hey, for everybody it's all right? No, but for
but-
Mr. Binder, it wasn't.
They had a computer room with all the computers.
And
were,
a
so
big
they could
lounge
have
room and a
lounge room.
snooker room and everything. I
Kitchen,
mean,
all the food was supplied. I don't know what else he expected. Everything was sort of part of the tariff.
Somebody to cook for him and
he
serve
had
him.
his bed, he had his wardrobe and his dressing table.
Bathroom,
What
everything.
more did he want?
Then he invite you to come and wash and iron and do everything and clean up.
No, I think one problem he had was the Asian students that were there.
Oh, he did complain about that. There was a lot of Asians there.
Well, he doesn't have to
But
sleep
that's
with
all
them.
right.
Yeah, but when you're in an establishment like that was, there's going to be all kinds of people. There's going to be Japanese, everybody. If they come here to learn English,
The same as him. So,
now why the hell did he have to come to Australia to learn English? How was that?
Wouldn't it
Because
be
we
cheaper,
are all
to,
here.
be cheaper to send a teacher over there to teach?
oh
them?
yeah, for sure.
But John, you
Surely
can
they've got
learn,
the
you can learn
university
would think
English
so.
learn language.
everywhere. You can go to London, you can go to France, you can get done everywhere in Europe.
Because the family was here.
Here, no, yeah?
No,
And we thought, you know.
And then where did
Well,
he
we
go?
done
To
it.
South Africa
that's what
instead.
it was. That was the reason.
Ended up in South Africa.
I think what
Went to
they're
Africa.
expecting,
Ended up
that we're going to
nothing.
take over the expenses, you know,
Nothing.
for him to the
Because,
school, the
Marius-
thousands of dollars, whatever it was.
No, Marius.
And yeah,
Attila.
Attila
if they
said
asked,
he's
he probably
ended
would have.
up being
But they did
nothing.
Nothing.
He never finished anything.
Any, that,
Nothing.
yeah, that's right.
I think he
What
came
did he
out
come
for a good
here
time,
for
that's
then?
basically what he wanted.
He wanted to learn English because he thought, I think he was doing an engineering degree or something
Yeah.
like
I
that, like
was
his
working
father.
with his father.
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
was,
right?
yeah.
And that would have been very handy for him. I mean, a
Speaking
language
English,
is
yeah.
a language, right? But, I mean,
I think it has a lot to do with his mother, more or less.
now you know what?
Anita.
Anita is,
Not that what I want to tell you. Very high. Croatian,
very
or what
high.
she is. Is it
Shockers,
Croatian?
is it?
Croatian.
Shockers.
she's a shocker, she comes from,
Nou, ze komt van Joegoslavië, komt ze.
she komt tot van Kasia
Ja,
hier.
in Kasia komt ze gewoond, maar ze komt van
Ah.
Joegoslavië.
Don't get upset over that.
Ja.
It's
No.
annoying though
Look,
because
listen. I got everybody away. Who wants me, they know where I am. If they don't come, then stay away.
You don't have to leave.
Well,
That's
you
it.
know what, and that's the best. And I said this
I don't worry
Christmas is
about
the
it.
last Christmas card I've sent. Because I still ring, And what do I write? Tell me. I write the same thing what my mother wrote me down on a piece of paper. I write for the last 10 years
10 years.
exactly because I copied it off the paper because I can't write German. So what? It's just the fact that you send a card. I'm not doing it anymore.
That means nobody wants me. Because nobody comes to see me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you
You
poor
said it.
thing. Oh,
Listen,
we're gonna get good
that's not-
hanky.
that's not true.
Oh, jeez. No, honestly, that was stupid.
Well, we only write to Auntie Barbara now. We've given all the Hungarians away because, well, first of
No,
all, we
I
can't
still-
write.
How long I
I can't write, I can't even talk to
do
them.
my duty,
But
what
I
I
can't
have
even
to
talk
do.
to them, so
Oh, well, look, he promised
You
to
can.
I
You
promise.
do it. You do
He
it.
told me that when he left.
And listen,
but that's all right.
if you
He never
didn't do it,
promised
you would
me
feel
anything. He
guilty.
never said nothing to do it.
Well,
He was here too.
But Helen, he thought I'm the oldest now, Rosie is gone, and maybe that one, he
Yeah,
thought.
but I'm his sister being too.
Yeah, I know, but he thought maybe I'm the
Like, Maurice
oldest
tante,
now.
she said, Barbara told her to put some flour on grandmother's grave. Grandmother was with me. Nobody told me nothing to put something on.
no, that's right.
Huh? Oh, come on.
No.
Did anyone find out anything about the grave to get it fixed?
No,
No.
Nobody talked about it yet. I told John about it. Well,
Whatchamacallit, Matthew is going to go and measure it up. And he's going to go to that place.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah. But Christmas is, I mean,
But I still think you should get another quote.
oh, we're going to get a few more quotes.
Oh,
not
yes.
just
Did you get any
I will
quotes yet?
compare
No,
the
it's
two.
Christmas.
Oh, we're still busy. I mean,
Everybody's on
no, no,
holiday.
Liga, it's Christmas now. Come on.
No, just wondering.
I
Nobody
mean, it's
around.
been like that for the last 10 years. Another 6
not
months.
so bad.
What's wrong? It's just got a crack in it, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but
falling
it's
apart.
bad.
Falling
Concrete
apart.
cancer.
It's rusting. It's got that concrete cancer.
All what we need, 2 plates.
You need
Like
two
on both of
plates,
them.
yeah.
It's not good just to fix one
Oh,
and
no,
leave
no,
the
no.
other
You
one.
gotta
The other
fix
one
one,
is
you fix the
cracked
other one
up.
too.
So if we do it properly.
Or about
That's the least we
What
can
about
do
covering it
now.
with some tiles?
No, John,
Tile it over.
no,
Oh,
That looks
No,
stupid.
that- if we're not here anymore,
Yeah.
Nobody is
you
gonna
know
look
what, the
after
grass
it.
gets into that.
Yeah,
We've got
Oh,
to
yeah,
be,
but I mean, it'll get you out of for another 10 years or so.
no, forget it.
If we get it fixed properly now, it'll last
It'll
us
last
another
forever.
30 or 40
Yeah.
years.
We'll get some,
And then it doesn't matter
Let's,
anymore.
let's find out how
There
much
won't be
it costs.
nobody anyway.
It, it won't be that thousands of dollars worth.
No, no,
I mean,
no, no.
no, but whatchamacallit, let's see what it is. And
let's
We
find
will
out.
ask the
And we
price.
split it between us.
Look,
If everybody splits in,
it's fine.
and we can do it.
well, there's how many of us? And the first people have to come in with it. The first grandchildren. Like you, me, John,
John,
Stephen,
Stephen,
Margaret,
And, yeah.
all of those, they've got to go in.
Barbara, you can't count
No,
Barbara.
don't
leave
even-
Barbara alone. Come on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think about Barbara.
But she
You're only
always
talking about a
asked
couple
when
of
I,
$100 each.
you know,
That's-
when Barbara was in contact with me, she always asked, is Oma and Ota's crop good?
Yeah, well,
Always
you know
she
why?
asked me
Because
that.
she lived with them. She
So
feels
she was
close.
like her
Well,
parents.
she, Oma me and
So
Otta,
the
they were
eyes
like her
out.
parents.
Is it brother?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Oma and Ota.
Which
well,
Barbara is
that's,
this?
that's something for you guys to do in the new year.
Yeah, okay.
because when her mother died, then she came to me and to Otto and to Morristan and Oma. And all the way till she got married.
Yeah, well, she
Who
came
is,
with you.
who is Moorish?
Maria.
Maria.
I always call her Maria.
Oh, don't
I call her Morris the way we used to
Oh,
do.
does she? Does she?
Yes, Hetty.
No.
No, so
How are you,
what?
Hetty?
She like it.
I don't worry about it.
That's what we call
And
that.
she used to
back home,
always
yeah?
be called that Moorish.
Helen.
Back home.
Well, even here, that's how I remember
As a
it
kid.
being called
Never
Moorish
grown up.
And I even occasionally say it Moorish
She doesn't
because
like it
it's
now.
just,
Yeah, that's how we did it.
as I was a little kid, that's
But I
how
don't think so she minds really,
No,
because
I never
I
did
talk
that.
to her and say Moorish.
I
She
don't
No,
never
I
say,
just won't
Alice,
I've
don't
got
talk.
news for you. You're not a
don't
little
call
kid
me
anymore.
No, I know, I know.
Yeah, we've grown up.
But it's sort of just habit, really. Helen done Moorish done.
Yeah.
Always, that's it. That's how
Yeah,
it
but
was.
she hasn't got
I had when I was younger. No, ask Carl.
Etsy.
I remember that too.
Etsy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
she
were
was the
a
buyer
Hetty.
in the family.
Oh,
well. Oh, well.
I can still see you when we are driving
Where is
past
Auntie
and you're
today?
standing there
Where is Auntie?
next to the house. You're looking up.
The auntie. I really
I
nobody
can still see you usually.
I used to go with you on the back, you know, in the carriage when you went for high or for something. I was
She
little.
rode in my car.
Drove on his
Just
carriage
close my eyes there.
because he had the
Sorry,
horse
it's
and
me.
buggy.
Yeah, she's staying with Margaret. I mean, how often do you get an
Yeah, of
opportunity for
The
them?
kid?
No, that's what you do.
There's no motor cars. Oh, there was, sure, but not
Yeah.
for us.
John, I always got in trouble for you too. I always used to say to Johnny.
Nah, he doesn't
It was
want
my-
that. I'm
now,
telling you
now.
now.
Every
I
now
said,
Don't call
"Will
him
you-"
John.
Hey, you told us it 100 times already. And we
I
are
mean, I
sort
say
of
John
vi-
too.
mentally
John
trying
occasionally
to
does
I
that.
didn't
block
mean
that
any
Johnny
harm,
out.
but that was
to
just
get
the
to
way
reach
I
on. But
remember.
But you
I
just
said,
have to
"No,
think
I
about it.
no,
That's
no,
it.
Hey,
I'm
don't
sorry."
get
I don't
upset
know, did I
about
call you
it. They
John,
still
Johnny
call
already?
me
I think
Olgie.
everybody did.
Should I get offended
I'm not
about
the only one.
It's Olga.
No, I get Olgie.
Olga, no,
You get
Olga.
Olga.
I've never heard that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I have. Yeah.
Olgie.
Olgie,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah.
And I'm
Even
74 years of
grandmother,
age.
she
I
called
that's
her
it.
Olgie.
An endearment of the name, really.
But that's just like a pet name, so
Yeah.
why get upset about it? You know?
No, softer. That was
And
a
you
little
remember
bit
what
more
we called
softer when you said John
Stephen?
or John, you know?
Stevie. He was,
Yeah.
Now you are John.
wasn't he
I know.
Stevie?
You remember what we called Stephen when he
Yeah.
was little?
No?
Stevie.
What was he?
Stephen?
Bobby.
Ah,
And the
Bobby,
Bobby
that's
Oma,
right.
yeah,
Bobby.
Oma, yeah.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or Stevie.
Bobby. Or Stevie.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
meistens Bobby.
You know, Bondarka,
I beg your-
Bondarin. Bondarin.
Bondarin.
Yeah.
Bondarin.
When I
She
met her,
always.
when I met her like in Westfield, she always said, "En hij is Bobby."
Bobby,
Bobby,
no,
that's
yeah.
right.
Ah,
Yeah.
Do you know that she died?
Yeah.
Oh, she's gone.
So she remembered him like that too, because there was little
Yeah, but
nicknames.
Lessa and Stephen, they've been playing together.
What
Is
they
that, is that who you
And
mean?
Margaret.
Or do you mean, or did you mean the mother?
Pardon?
Who's died?
Mrs. Bond.
Mrs.
Mrs.
Bond
Bond.
passed away. He passed away a
remember
long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows her.
Gee, we're going back there.
Well, I remember Ricky, and I remember he was the watchmaker, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
Bondarin. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was a watchmaker.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I got
And
still
good
got
one
one
too.
watch
Yeah.
still from him.
I got
Yeah.
the
He
big
tells-
Christian clock.
He was self-taught watchmaker. He was self-taught mechanic too.
One of them.
And he worked on his gearbox for 40 years and still didn't go.
But,
But he had it for 40 years.
You
No,
remember,
they were good
hey,
people.
John, you remember your mice? Your
Yeah.
mice?
oh yeah.
I
And
think
she
it's- I think
always
they're still
spoke
around there
double
somewhere.
Dutch,
I suppose.
half
She was
English
hard to
and
understand.
half German.
Yeah, the Bondarin. No,
From Bondarin.
yeah, Miss Bondarin.
I was saying to John, you remember the mice what he had? They drove me nuts. Covered, how long could I have a bit of cement, you know? And he got a bit of cement, and he was building sort of thing. Naturally, the mice like the mice, they didn't care about these
No, just
tunnels there that
That's
he
right.
stuff.
That's right.
open the door.
Oh, dear.
No, we
Oh,
can.
we had a good time.
What? Yeah, open up.
Good idea.
Why you hot?
Freshy? Yeah,
Yeah,
got,
got
got, got really hot all of a sudden.
All the hot air
Yes, you
that's
can
coming.
feel it.
Yeah, eh.
There's a breeze now.
Yeah.
A bit of a draft.
All right, John, let's get back into it.
Alright.
Where do we?
Wash my hands.
All
I
right.
don't know where you start.
Well, they crossed the Hungarian-Austrian border and then
I really have a clue where you stop and start. You don't know?
Yep.
Yeah.
We should have said something good about the
How are you going to put all this
tripod.
together? What are you?
I don't know.
Are you going to do any kind of? Are you going to Google anything? Sort of go back on Google
Well,
history?
Yeah, we'll get little bits and pieces where I can.
Uh,
Sorry, John.
That's right.
pass through.
Because if you go into ancestry.com and just put your name in and things like that, you know, you
Yeah, I
might
don't know
even.
if that works, does it?
Apparently it does. You might even find something about your father, like even.
What, in Ancestry?
Yeah.
And I
Would
couldn't
you?
find anything.
Maybe, put it this way.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to get that info from. I thought, because most of our stuff is sort of lost, I thought.
Yeah.
You see,
Try it.
I tried, well, I could have made it mark.
Everyone said.
Did you?
Just for the job,
No,
you know,
I
I
haven't tried, but I was
just put
telling
on the
someone
computer,
about it.
I
They
put my name in.
Try it because they can find
And
little bits and
blimey,
pieces.
there
that they
next to
can
come
find.
up a picture.
Yeah, but I think
An old geezer with a bloody beard.
Time we were in Australia.
Balthazar Permoser.
I don't think from overseas.
Yeah, but that
Okay,
might
should-
be us.
But I look at that way. He was in Vienna, my father was from Vienna, so it's quite possible that we are.
Oh.
Some, yeah.
They
So
have
you'd have to
connection.
go back
But
even
what else did
further.
it
But-
say? What else was there?
But now Mark found another Permoser, but he didn't print it, so I don't know what date it is. The problem is they didn't give you no dates. Different names. I got a list of Permosers, about 25 or something, but no date when they are born or
Yeah, but
anything.
even Gara, there are so many in
Yeah.
America,
Mm.
you have no idea.
Yeah.
South,
Yeah.
South
Well,
America.
Lechner, what about Lechners? Everywhere.
Austria.
And Binder, Binder is a
Binder,
very
and there's
popular
another one,
name.
In Vienna, we tried to find his cousin.
Mhm.
We looked up Shipek. There was pages on it.
And I said,
Like Brown and
Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
Binder,
I even pulled
Bauer,
some out and brought
Schmidt,
them home.
Wagner, oh my God, they're all, you know.
When I was skiing over with Reinhold once, some years ago now, just for something to do, we opened just a local phone book. You know, that's not the whole state. It was just a
No, that's right, from Vienna.
little Oberösterreich
Yeah.
and the region. And there must have been 3 pages of Lechners, at least, you know, if not more. And the mind just boggles.
Yes.
Very
Well, you know,
complicated.
the same in Vienna. I mean, why was there's not many Shipeks there? You know?
I had no idea there's so many bloody Permosers. I said to Mark, I said, the bloody big tribe,
Yeah.
because
I didn't think there were many of us.
Yeah.
But then when we went to Bingley yesterday, they put our name in. There was pages of them.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. None of them I didn't know.
You
Yeah,
need
but
to
I
know,
would be
you need to know a little
Bingley
bit
too,
more about
because I
your
bought the
history though,
fish
like
from
your,
them.
your dad's mum and dad.
Yeah, but
And-
no one knows that.
No.
What, nobody knows that.
Well, not now.